I'm just going to read a part of a long poem called Scammer, and this is the last part, called The Naughties. I'm going to read that, well, I don't know how many pages, but 15 minutes worth of it. It's a sort of, it's just a rant, really. And sorry to those of you that have heard it before. Don't spray it, scrolling downward to the final boss, feel laterally the degrees skyrocket, clock it. Here I go in alphabetical order, apropos of nothing, metabolizing golden spikes, laboratories of ether, capable and positively dazzling with questions, pleased to meet you, earthling, either or, hearting this at once, continuance, like Half-Life. There were these emissions, traceable I type in real time, hitting a nerve from end to end to end. What's happening, error and trial, clipping the forecast, the autonomous flows, publicise the sweet external logic, deletions from the aircon, how to snort my love songs, no, neon, ricochets galore, switch user still on Facebook, scarify, an apology for, we'll see, theoretically speaking, sustainable day, Snorlax used, snore, sustainable day, training my dragon in the tidal heating. I know, we eat as we go. You're my hero. We've got loads of time, unreserved seating in the holding pattern. The next few years are probably the most important in our something, in my infinite provisional happy place. And you tweet there is a moonbow flashing somewhere, lip sync, playmate, thinking what I'm thinking. My map follows my map, make a mental note, my poker flute, moot point, get Junior to a facility is cancelled, fake news, this epic kills fascists. I won the internet and adulting, we intend to regret you. Another think piece about pending, persevering with the throwback, seamless boomerang, numb and number come the intern obscurantis all along the mantelpiece, ring-fenced fantasia, eco narcissism certified inert and so a long jump backwards. Enormous blisses where the fun starts vanished, feeling 4% and sheepish, either frack your back knee, Daphne of the Evian, or fraudulently determine at which precise point the junior minister became radicalised, harping on inside the global north, polling stations altered, ready salted, the info dump enclosed in small print. You ghost, you have 12 years. It is the square of 4 sads where a vigilant icon declares fucking disaster porn forever after. I'm serious. And after an incontrovertibly downcast rummage through time, methodologies congealed by the toaster, the satellites convert post-internet, help pick out a Minneapolis sidewalk in Street View for good measure. Is it time for reprogramming Squawker Sentinel species in the logjam of the other world, normative sporks? Deniers roll up electably and we concentrate all our scrupulousness on the shoot of an arc second. Evening, Maggie. Evening, Simkin. The mistake is to panic, though there's truth in the rush and the objects. Bergheim is mine, the sage in its wage, fronting the almshouse. There's pleasure here, the judder. Abandoning the Met Office, you consolidate all your debts into one low cost repayment. Forget about the memo, ironies, moonbow, reverses financialised. And here you are, battening at last on deep responsibility, taking these interim steps, careful to dodge the guilty tripwire towards the outer rim. Miracle ballots. Still, what's the forecast? Wally, out of the friendly woods like fleeting tweezers, out of the stuffed crust. Wave goodbye to the technocrat, abandoned veteran wig. History 1 minute, then we're not. Every clause cut duckling. Obviously not a calamity song the day before tomorrow, because the teleprompter's always been professionalised and you owe a lot of emails to a lot of people. Every clause a tab against despair. 11 yeses, seer. 11 years. Seems legit. Pathfinders crossed from one of the ISBNs to the blueprint, hack smoking behind the call centre, Vermilion swimming in and out of sinks at time. A journalistic twitch through buggy diagnostic, self-charging hybrid, and Mystic Meg lisping in the participatory installation. Another hooked apology for piety, scan, blocked, keep it clean, forget the spiralizer. I said I wouldn't talk about it, and I'm not going to, Buster. That would be far too easy. Stop, start, none the wiser, send me on my way. You never want to leave yourself, nor will you. Max Potion, astride a single search engine, you can't pimp the loss. Very annoying. You recommend me to the flippant clip art blocked from a yurt by Lake Geneva. I grew my fingernails and accustomed recalling conveyances, the love required to run the browser when the clocks never go back, always approaching. A streaming excess accommodates the rest, wait for it. Sorry for the delayed response, sorry to disappoint you. Pass me your first backward glance at the life world at the UN sing-song, multi-feedback, feel-free, alarming the alarmists, hands-on, off the hook, cupping a policymaker in aquamarine, tragic, pixelated edgelord out of the soup pour, like Half-Life, I sink into a P-pod with irrelevant risk threshold, static telematics, fossils, sorry for cross-posting, stupidly nostalgic for the fucking noughties, huge if true. The most embarrassing bit of junk mail I have ever seen, jobs and growth, some pointers, the grand scam, from disinformation, free speech, freeze peach, in opposite land, a rant and a chant. We believe it's possible to have effective, natural and safe cleaning products that don't cost the earth, flippant clip art corroding in that hammock, the aisle, useful of poisers, Meghan Mog and Reese's Pieces asking for a friend. I am a ballpark figure. The sputum of Winchester gives way fatally to a coracle of rules. Godspeed, you speed read, making out with Ingram Fraser. Oh my goodness gracious, what you can buy off the internet in terms of overhead photography, in terms of the gyro theodolite, in terms of a zit of the equinox. Keep a place for me, like there's no tomorrow. On your shoulders, nudging towards the end of the implementation period, a man-made for good measure, miracle ballots, and often these regards a tele-tsunami of burger sauce. Oh, carbon handprint, we're not meant to leave the world, we're meant to save it, geeking out over the pivot by the precipice, we'll see. Algae, rhythm, a skies, a clause, asking for a friend, that's enough. We're meet again, don't know where, what Tyler, stat harvester, what the fascist managers did to my little brother, solid aridity. Yeah, in tandem I could wish I might upload a sweeter playlist too. The comeback, bit of a slender distraction, puckish and peckish, hanging on to the reboot, mouth-to-mouth personages, fleecing the Peace Corps in the 2020 super habitable spreads. It may be Broca's area evacuated, but friends given up, a counterfactual expanse inside the threnody of Piglet. Nanotech authentically or souped up in the infinity pool says, time was a myth, huge if true, a splash of calm, and catch my drift. I just want to be able to do something, but I'm up to my neckerchief. Stay woozy, cell phone, baking by your top solar array. Get spam, this is an incomplete self-own, and yet a dash divorce from their reality, the ensuing kudos, a corridor of power. So dry. Lean into it, take everything impersonally. Cute, seems legit. This shit demands redaction. More fool me, catabatic wind. You have nothing to lose, the earth has everything to gain. For the foreseeable, Volvic, Cleromancer and the sovereign foodie in the pipeline. You do it all now, but at a glacial pace, and not shrink-wrapped above the pole, and not for content products. Prep one of us for reconstruction, ballooning yet endangered stranger, the gig economy or something, joyous rhyming book, exploring opposites, microwave me, pop me in the microwave, be worldly wise, be P. By a thread you scribble back to say, if there is always memory in working class life, it is because things are always being taken away, warping the pitfall in which I got my education. Now you crop up. Now I. So go ahead, millennials, giving what I'm hearing in the blogosphere a wide berth, hope, linguinism, look at non-refundable neo-eon biome alone. They scream only of Antarctica, fuck death, alphabetically anointed loser, hoovering carbon out of the pressured atmosphere, hoovering up the teleology's upswing data. Go team, aero team, for night, uninterrupted love, parsecs, white noise, famous, lost worlds. Chewy, we're home, at its last clip, tagging along, it's cool with me, which raises the question from the dead. And underneath the halogens, kids go free, and underneath, I can't even, you see the claim that we are now post-truth is in fact pre-truth. You see an aftermath all the way down, working 9 to 9, Dead Sea normalcy, core info wars, 4 laws. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. What is this Dick Cheney and where can I get one? Unbelievable, style it out. Please stop sea lioning me, rigs on stilts, give or take, cease and desist, artisanal oil platform higher up. Just a reminder that the good life of a wit isn't a warfare in Epcot, retconning my deeper memorabilia, retconning the naughties uncapitalised, when this must be the take, they say. You've got to laugh into the foreign policy of the axolotl. Q, I am the cryptic keyboard warrior du jour, who sees, unsees, all sides like, come to your senses, absconding post-dizziness from sensor vault. I will fucking bite you, avows the first ever black hole image, kept muttering on the Rewild show in the Google data center. Time to specialize. They have the plants, but we have the power. For the foreseeable, you feel the knowing. Same Z's, mind fuck. I really don't endorse this candidate, Vista. One of us is freaking possessed. Make it up as I go along in a crevice of the party, mere tulpa, kicking off with Edward Snowden. Welcome to fandom. Renee LeVay, more power to you. Trying to please everybody. Fibre and fibre, pleasing no one. In the marketplace of ideas, chucking it down, my molecules of freedom. Let's stay here for a spell. Go blow a gasket, tweet the rich, Chernobylite light, and the height of good manners, a 0 hour, when disaster capitalists and sociopaths waltz right in, then scam you once again. Defenestrate yourself, abet the most desultory of curlicues when I'm bone idle, full of laws. In sum, so what actually is my emotional age? Scan, skim, foam in the logos with a petty piece of catabasis, with a grim carload of crocuses. I do declare my sudden enemies are made of straw, gulp, doggy paddle, open mind. You've got to laugh. Sued at. Leap anecdotally into the next clone sleep and catch my drift. And underneath pips, or it happened, box fresh perspectives adjusted for inflation, maintain the stalemate, Tweety in the mind, diode for good measure, you're it. It's July and I'm in love, sitting by the observatory, itineraries of clouds, itineraries of catalysts, heart this, as leaf the underlying. From time to time, sentimental middlemen and Dora the Explorer horse around on Reddit, you're it, a mushroom from the Minister for Loneliness, tones my commissioner down, indicates the programmatic and karatic future would have passed anyway. Therefore, I am still lactose ebullient, milkshakes in their faces, chameleon liquefaction of the Tex-Mex non-exit zits of time, my face when sky smells of disinfectant, issueless predicaments, cloudy with a chance, hieroglyphics lifting from the screen, normalities of money drizzle down my plucky throat, and then at last it fills your eyes in prospect, the running jump out of the cash nexus, conflagration, listing of the world system, tugged back, but thanks for having me.